We heard about these $707 million, okay, going towards creating 3,000 jobs for Indigenous people in remote Australia. Well, there might be a few jobs coming up in the top end there to help all those arrivals get ashore. Maybe there's a few jobs there. The minister responsible for this is Malarndirri McCarthy. There doesn't seem to be any accountability here. It just seems to be there will be 3,000 jobs.
This is bizarre because
Peter Dutton has said, well, you know, what are the specifics? They don't seem to be any, James.
Well, it's pretty bizarre because, you know, just doing some back-of-the-envelope calculations here, they're going to spend $707 million to create 3,000 jobs. That's more than $200,000 a job.
Exactly.
And we don't know what these jobs are for. We don't know whether are these salaries going to be paid for by the government? Are they on the payroll? Are they adding any productivity to the economy? Are they doing anything to really properly integrate people in remote communities into the broader Australian community, which, of course, is what has to happen if there's going to be real opportunity and not just shoveling money at people. This is just absolutely a disgrace.
Well, yeah, we need details. Just like The Voice, we need details. And that's where they seem to be hesitant to come forward with, because the last thing we need is another bureaucracy in this area. We actually need meaningful change, jobs that produce improvements and add to the community, not just one way of taking public money and putting it somewhere else and losing a percentage of it through the bureaucracy. That seems to be what this government is expert at, taking our money, spending it in areas, you know,
with
minus...
nothing to show for it at the end of the day. Rita, I'm glad you mentioned The Voice, because Malarndirri McCarthy, who's in charge of this particular program, $707 million of your dollars, going to create 3,000 jobs, as James says it, over around $250,000 a pop for those jobs. Let's have a listen to Malarndirri McCarthy as she wrapped up her advocacy for The Voice and the priorities that The Voice would be looking at during the Voice campaign, during the failed referendum. Let's just remind ourselves of her priorities.
This is an opportunity, my fellow Australians, just like we see the opportunity on our future here. We see that the totems of the kangaroo and the emu are really important.
The totems of the kangaroos and the emus are really important. Well,
She
that's
only
great.
had to speak for a very short period there, you know. That was the debate with Jacinta Price, and Jacinta Price knew what she wanted to say, and
that's
she
why
said
the
it very
people
clearly.
voted for. They voted against The Voice, and yet this government, the Albanese government, is completely ignoring the plebiscite, the referendum, completely ignoring your vote and the 61% of Australians who voted against The Voice, and just ploughing on ahead, spending money, more bureaucracies, as Rita was saying, and we know that there will be very little to show for it.